I've had my OnePlus 3 now for about 5 days. I want to go over my experience with battery life so far. I feel like it's been enough time to at least give a good overview of how it handles throughout my day. The OnePlus 3 houses a 3000 mAh battery, and when compared to other flagships, it has pretty much the same capacity as the rest of the pack. The only exception here would be the S7 Edge that comes in at a huge 3600 mAh. So number one, has the battery lasted a whole day? Yeah, easily. If I leave my house at, let's say around 7:15, 7:30 a.m., and I get back home at around 6 p.m., I'm left with a good 30 to 40% still. But that really varies on how my day's going, how much time I'm using on it, and if I'm outside or not, especially in sunlight, especially if it has to push a little more brightness in that environment. So while I say 30 to 40%, sometimes it's more like 20 to 30%, it just depends. And I consider myself a heavy user, so the first few days I've actually drained the battery pretty well. I've been getting about 4-ish, maybe like 4.5 hours of screen on time. I keep the brightness dead set at auto, and I keep the slider right at 50%. I'll show you real quick here. Brightness slider setting right at 50%. And what do I do typically? Nothing super intensive. I've said it before, I'm not much of a gamer, so I'm not doing anything like that. I'd say most of the time I'm sending back and forth messages on Hangouts, checking email, using the camera, taking pictures and using it for video, watching videos on YouTube, surfing Chrome, Facebook, Instagram. For the most part, it's pretty standard stuff. Yesterday, I decided to log results. From a full charge at 100% to 75%, the phone was on Wi-Fi. Just on Wi-Fi. And then from 75% till right now, I'm at 7%, it's been on LTE. And this phone has been off the charger for over 24 hours now. I think it would be close to 30, I'm guessing, because I think I pulled it yesterday morning at around 8:45 a.m. The phone seems to do really well when idle and still gives me enough battery to push it throughout the day when I need it. So far I'm at 7%, and when this phone drains completely, I'll give you the full results, I'll give you the full details, and then we'll go ahead and we'll charge up this phone and see how long it'll take to get from 0 to 100%. Really quick here, let's just peek into the battery. So you can see I'm at 7%. A lot of that has been used by the camera. Show some other things here: YouTube, Facebook, Chrome, Hangouts. If you want to take a look at the screen, right now I'm at 4 hours and 58 minutes. So I'm almost at 5 hours of screen on time already. This is actually the best I've gotten yet. And again, this phone has been off the charger since yesterday at around 8:45. Yeah, so it's been over 30 hours off the charger, and I have 5 hours of screen on time. That's really good. And only 25% of that was on Wi-Fi, while the other 75%, or it will be 75% when this battery dies, is on LTE. Okay. I am at 2% right now on my battery. Let's just go into that real quick. I just want to show you some details before it dies on me, or I don't know how long it's going to take before it actually dies. We'll see. But so I'm at 2% right now. I've just been using it just to send text messages. I was watching a couple videos on YouTube. I'm just trying to drain the battery at this point. So you can see here when it started at 100%, that was yesterday, like at around 8:45. You see it's 9 o'clock there. Sorry about that. Well, actually, here's my screen on time. 5 hours and 15 minutes, almost 5 hours and 16 minutes. Anyway, let's go back here just so I can show you the rest. And you can see here the camera was used a lot, especially because I was using it to make my video yesterday. I was doing a lot of camera shots. And then I had a good amount of YouTube as well. You can see here I was using it for over an hour, just watching videos, watching whatever. If we dig into the battery here, you can see my cellular signal was pretty good almost the entire time. Looks like I had a little trouble today, but other than that, it was pretty much a solid green. You can see down here, it hasn't charged at all. While we're at 2% still, I'm gonna mention that when I start charging this from 0 to 100%, I'm gonna be using the stock wall charger that OnePlus gave me, and I'll also be using the stock USB Type-C cable. Now this wall charger, the output says here 5 volts at 4 amps, so we're dealing with 20 watts here of charging power. And they use something called dash charging, which charges your phone from 0 to 63% in 30 minutes. I'll be testing that today to see if that's true or not. I also heard that the charging capability for this phone, or at least the amount of time that this charger can charge the OnePlus 3, is only available using this wall charger charger and using this cable. Nothing else will provide that kind of speed for charging. Let's actually see how much time we're at now here for screen on time. So 5 hours and 21 minutes, still at 2%. I'm just gonna go ahead here and see if I can drain the battery by running a couple videos on YouTube. Okay, we're at 1% here. Let's just see if we can at least take a look at the battery one more time. Screen on time, 1%, 5 hours and 24 minutes. Might as well go back here, play the rest, see how it dies out. When testing indoors, at least in today's video setup. There we go. So I'm guessing maybe close to 5.5 hours there. All right, I'm gonna start plugging this up. We're gonna do a little testing, see how long we can get this from 0 to 100%. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I am gonna record this in 15-minute intervals. That is, once I start plugging this in and get this started, in 15 minutes, I'm gonna record and see what percentage we have on the battery. And then I'll do it again at 30 minutes and then at 45 minutes. And as we get closer to 100%, I'll probably check it every 5 to 10 minutes or so. All right, let's do this. Got my stopwatch here, about to plug it in. All right. $63%, 64%, right on the money. Good job, OnePlus. I'm glad to see someone hitting their claims. Okay, so it looks like the OnePlus 3 charges from 0 to 100% in about 69 to 71 minutes. That's an hour and 9 minutes to about an hour and 11 minutes. Out of all the phones that have a 3000 milliamp hour battery, this is the fastest I've gotten to charge any phone so far. The second closest being my LG G5, which takes me about 78 to 80 minutes. That is about an hour and 18 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. And even though the G5 charges that quickly, you have to remember that the G5 is a 2800 milliamp hour battery versus my OnePlus 3 that's a 3000 milliamp hour battery. In that case then, the second fastest out of a 3000 milliamp hour battery is my Samsung Galaxy S7, which charges in about an hour and 22 minutes to an hour and 24 minutes. Which means my OnePlus 3 gets to 100% about 10 minutes faster than my Samsung Galaxy S7. That kind of charging time is another notch to add to OnePlus 3's beginning to look like long list of achievements here.